Skanatani, good morning. It is about 9 o'clock in the AM on Saturday. What is it? Must be the 18th of October 2025. And we are in the last few nights of our first winter lunar cycle, which this year is Awaka Siki Sum, the deer moon. Gonna head into Itotstoi pretty quick here when the cold arrives, although we have had our first couple of little snow dustings, not exactly dustings, wet snows, what you might call Makoyist Somok, the wolf's cap snows, although wasn't much. We had a little bit last weekend, we had a little bit yesterday. But it's definitely getting colder. It's 4 degrees Celsius right now at past 9 o'clock in the morning, which is not warm. And we are headed currently to a property over here just on the outskirts of the west side, where I have previously picked up rattlesnakes and trapped porcupines. This morning we are picking up a porcupine trap that we came out and set yesterday. And it has an animal in it, but apparently not the animal the homeowner believes that he's been seeing pass through on a daily basis. So we're gonna release this porcupine this morning, and then later on return the trap. I have a raccoon trap to set on the south side. We have to check on the vole traps at the cemetery, and I'm taking these dogs for a walk at Popson Park, which is going to be closed for I think a week or two, for maybe a couple of weeks, for upgrades to the parking areas. Yeah, this is the spot. I just baited it with carrots yesterday. I don't know if the homeowner put anything else into it. I was recommending apples. A few things to talk about today. We'll go. Hey, good morning.
Here, I'll give you your money.
All right, cool. Yeah, I'll bring it back. Bring the trap back in a couple hours.
That's great. There's 120 for it.
Awesome.
Thanks, my friend.
Thank you.
What is that?
A little camera for my YouTube channel.
Oh, cool. You do it right, man. Yeah, this must be the parent, because the other one that was playing havoc was the baby.
It's smaller than this.
Yeah, it was. Mostly black.
So don't you have to cover him or anything?
No, I'm gonna put him in the back of my truck. And
But just leaning down, he can't release any quills?
no, they can't throw them. They have
Right.
to. They have to actually touch you with them.
Right.
If he touches me, yeah, I'm in trouble. But
So what's that?
it's a little video camera.
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah, this one's a lot bigger.
Oh yeah.
The other one, he's as friendly as can be. The little guy.
The little guy. I've had little ones come up in my lap before. Oh yeah, this is
so cute.
this is a pretty good sized porcupine, sure. Whoosh. All right, buddy.
Yeah, he's a big one. And they're so damn cute. I just wish they weren't, well, if I didn't have a dog,
Yeah,
I
it's a dog.
wouldn't care less, right? Yep. Yeah, it's way bigger.
Yeah, this is definitely a mature porcupine.
Yeah. The other one's just a little minute. Look, and I went right up to him and he's just looking at me. What's that?
The little one was hanging out right here.
Oh yeah. So when I come back, should I put the trap over here? But by the play?
Yeah, what did you do that here?
Yeah, maybe by the PlayStation.
Station? Okay.
Or, you know, by that tree over there. He
Sure.
was hanging out. Or even somewhere in this circle he was eating.
Okay.
Yeah, all the tree snub. He's big.
Yeah. He's hefty. All right, I'll be back in a little bit. You have to donate. Yeah, this burlap's not really good for that. Taylor. Rick freaks out when I release animals. Taylor, knock it off. All right. Gather my trap and we'll head down to the dog park. So I made the mistake of keeping my Sony cameras in the truck overnight, and Sony, my experience with Sony equipment is that at least the consumer grade stuff, you know, is that battery power goes down really quick when batteries get cold. So I don't have much room on this camera, and this is the second camera, the other camera. So, but I wanted to just quickly shoot here, and if I could, note how different it is out here right now than it was at the beginning of the lunar cycle. Oh, the battery's looking weak. Not a cricket to hear, not a bloom in sight, no butterflies. Leaves are falling. Ground is already starting to get a bit of a icy frost in it because of the moisture we got yesterday. It's sunk in but frozen. That permafrosty kind of feeling. I have a news to report, but I'll have to wait till I get a good battery going here, because it's news that I need to take a few minutes with. Well, I'll just say it and see how long we can last here. But girls, Taylor, Hopper, come on. Oh, I should note also, this is the last day that these dogs are going to have at this park now for, it looks like more than 2 weeks, till November 20th. Something like that. Or maybe November 15th. Yeah, November 15th. From Monday till November 15th, and tomorrow I do walk and talk so they don't get their walk out here. So we'll have to use the north side park. And if parking was an issue over here in Pops, and once our whole population starts rolling over to Binuclium Park, I bet the traffic there is going to be a little crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do with these two for the next month. Hey girls. But yeah, there will be a little bit of insect activity later this afternoon when things warm up a little bit. It's only supposed to get up to about 12 degrees. So the cold is upon us. as it should be. And just as it came, a week ago today, in fact, on the 11th of October, Saturday, we were gearing up at the house to leave to go to Dez's grandma's for Thanksgiving dinner. And just as we were going to head out the door, I had walked up to Derrick's cage, and he looked like he was sleeping, but he didn't stir as I walked up to him, which is odd. And I called to him, and I touched him, and he was passed away. So that was the last morning, because he was active earlier in the morning before we were gonna go. So that was his last morning, day before the first snowfall. And you know, even though I'm sure a lot of things ailed him for these last years, I mean, he's the oldest living magpie ever, 15 plus years. Oh, we've gone a kilometer. But yeah, Derrick lived 15 plus years. The oldest black-billed magpie on record was from Saskatchewan and only lived 9 years. So Derrick could be entered into the Guinness Book of World Record, which was something I was hoping to do while he was still alive. Would have been cool for Lethbridge, you know, to people to get to meet him. But you know, virtually. I had a lot of Derrick features, especially when he was younger, you know. After he slowed down, I didn't put him too much on camera, you know. But it seemed like, you know, even though he was fading for a couple of years now, it seems like he went out pretty good, you know. There was no, he just fell asleep and passed finally. The geese have been staying along the river overnight. I'm only seeing one lone goose out there right now, which suggests this goose is going to have a problem. Get this little bit on my iPhone. Since my Sony finally died, can I turn this around while I'm using it? Shoot, I can't. All right. So that lone goose that I thought was alone, that I was about to say was probably gonna have an issue, actually just followed the current down to join this larger group who no doubt stayed the night here. There have been well, yesterday here there was a really large juvenile bald eagle already kind of hunting high level above the river, where these geese, you know, might not see. Yeah, there's little packets of geese all along here so far. But yeah, it's definitely gone, you know, our first winter month, our first winter moon has taken us into the actual, you know, winter. The summer is past, and the blooms are gonna be missed for a little while, as well as the sound, you know, other than the wind out here. It's been so quiet, And even, you know, most mornings there hasn't even been wind. It's just been silent out here. Occasional goose calls for the past week or so. Anyway, I'll get back to the day's video once I've stopped at the house and grabbed a fresh set of camera batteries. So I'm back to reset that trap. Don't know if I ever showed you guys the view. When I was picking up the porcupine this morning, I was hustling. Not too far that way. There is the last Bridge Drive rattlesnake den that I know of. Yeah, stopped at the house, grabbed batteries, stopped at the grocery store, grabbed a couple of items for lunch, roast chicken and an apple. Not that I'll eat the whole chicken, but, and I still got the carrots that attracted that porcupine we picked up, but I've decided to sweeten the deal with one of these apples because they were on sale. So got one for myself, one for the porcupine. Pop. Hold on. If I can set this up to film what we're doing here. Kind of at an angle. Basically, I brought some salt, salted apple. It's usually a pretty good bait for the porcupines. But as you saw, they went for just plain old carrot as well. So, but why not sweeten the deal? It'll probably cost me 80 cents. And hopefully I'll catch the other porcupine. What's going on? Something is not working here. Oh, we were hooked. We were jammed. Now we'll be in business. There we go. Trap is back in order. Awaiting the next eviction. Alright, so I have Taylor with me, the Rottweiler. She's been working with me out at my friend Tom's building a fence pretty much all week when good. And but I dropped Hopper off, the German Shepherd. So we are gonna head over, check the vole traps at the cemetery, then set up a raccoon trap at a fella's house near the cemetery, and or maybe in the opposite order, I'm not sure. And then we're gonna head out to Tom's. So I did stop on the way here to the cemetery and set up that raccoon trap, and I met the resident, and he was with me, showing me the whole setup and everything, and just, I don't know. I felt more comfortable not having the camera on for him, you know. So I didn't shoot any of that, but we'll stop there in the morning because it turns out he doesn't have one raccoon. His backyard camera shows him he's got 3. Do we have any voles? If we do, they are likely deceased. This trap is closed, but no vole in it. All right, I'm opening it up again. This trap is still open. This trap is closed, and there is a vole, and no, he's a mouse, and he is deceased. Shoot. Yeah, I figured with the cold temperatures last night, even, you know, in these traps that you think would retain a little bit of heat and stuff, these little guys just get frozen. So I'm gonna dump his carcass in a trash can and reset the trap. I've caught now, I think 3 voles and a mouse here at that one grave. Yeah, I was pretty gutted the other last week when I found Derrick dead. I pretty much I couldn't help myself. I cried the rest of the day. Even at Dez's grandma's house having Thanksgiving, it was awkward. I was all teary, and then Sunday I pretty much just stayed in bed and felt sad, and I don't know. I don't take death very well. It's part of what threw me off my game to begin with, was the 2015, 2016 death of so many of my friends and stuff. I'm not gonna be able to set that here. I'll just set it here and crouch down. Anyway, yeah, I suck at dealing with death. I gotta get some mechanisms for dealing better with that. Sorry. It's got lots of little mouse turds and stuff in there now. A lot of times if a mouse gets stuck in here and you know, spends a night or whatever, he poops a lot, and these traps, by whatever their design, the poops get stuck in there under some of the mechanics, and you know, there's urine in there too. I can see urine, you know. This same trap was one that I last caught a vole in at that same position, and it was getting kind of stuck then. Anyway, it's working now. Kind of. Shoot. Anyway, I'm gonna set this back out and head her to Tom's. It's a bit breezy out. Just getting set up to continue the fence build. I've built over the years quite a bit of the fence, the wood fence around this property. All of this stretch, and then most of that stretch along that end too. And now we're doing this out to the road. Well, over to where the llama enclosure is, or not the llama, the donkeys. Tom has donkeys. So I set the posts, then reset the posts because they were all out of whack. And then I've been putting these 2-inch stringers on. I think Tom's nephew is going to come out and help me work on it a bit today. Taylor's been working with me for, like I said, about all week. But she's not too handy when it comes to building. So I've got kind of a little system, and I've got to do this stretch right to about where that bobcat shovel is over there. A few posts past that. So we'll see. Spend a few hours here this afternoon anyway. Tom's nephew joins in. We'll get quite a bit done because we can hang it up and both be zipping it at the same time. The problem is this is untreated wood, and so I'm painting the ends and the sides that are against the wood, and then we're gonna treat all of it when it's set, I think. Anyway, get to work. So it sounds like I'm actually gonna have a few hands here to help me today. Tom's son and another guy are coming out, as well as Tom's nephew. So with 4 of us, we should be able to get this stretch done this afternoon. But I'll show you real quick how I've been doing it myself solo all week. Basically, I set up a runner here against I measure just straight to the post, paint the side that's going to be touching the post, paint the side that's going to be touching the post over here, and then I set a little starter bolt there, screw there, and then I'm going to go ahead and zip this in at a kind of an angle. And this is where it's going to be better with 4 of us because there won't be any gap between the runners. They can probably butt right up against each other. Put in that screw, and then I go to this side and using the level, set it up over here and put in a couple of screws. Whoop. I'm just gonna get one started. Yeah, it's kind of awkward. So it's gonna be way faster today with a little crew. Put in those couple of screws. I gotta put one more screw on that side, but while I'm here, I might as well already make the cut. Yeah, I don't know why it's pinching. Easy enough to fix. Yeah, and then we're ready for the next row. You know, as soon as I set in this last screw over here, Boom. Next,